Why, hello all. How we doing today? I am feeling a little scuffed today, but we are doing the best we can with what we got. Had a nice class today. Did some self-portraits. Don't like how they turned out too much, but you know, we're vibing. We're vibing with it. We're vibing. Got my Spotify Wrapped. It was, ooh, that was very, Mike did not like that. It was very, very weighted towards a particular album that I have been stuck on all year. But we are going to get into our little, our game. Just gotta do a quick, switch up here. Hello. Now you can, physically see me and listen to the beautiful music of Skyward Sword. Oh, Meridax, thank you for following. Brain having a bit of a moment. We are off to a start. Good, bad, doesn't matter. But yeah, I thought it was high time that we finally got back around to this game. Since it's been a couple weeks, as much as I want to continue Xenoblade, I kind of want to make sure that I am equally focusing on stuff that I'm interested in doing. One of those things is, of course, the traversing of Zelda timeline stuff, because I have been wanting to do it for so long, and now that we have a Tears of the Kingdom official, like, release date, like, we know when it's coming out kind of thing, I would like to see if I can actually do this. So, you know, it do be like that. So anyway, I hope y'all are doing pretty good. Like I said, I'm a little bit out of it, but I'm doing fine mostly. We're just trying to, like, revitalize the energy in the room. I ate a little bit of food before I started. I did not have I only had about like half an hour after I got home to like prep anything. I do plan to eat after, but you know, I have forgotten what I'm supposed to do here. I'm having a bit of a memory thing. I think I'm doing this wrong. Okay, so you're over here. Do I have anything in my... I do. I have a heart potion. I'm just gonna quickly drink that for my own personal sake. Okay. Hi, I see you. Okay, and you're right here. Can I get your attention? Hi. Come on. Get a little bit closer, please. I want to ride you. Not like that. I just want to get on the back of the shell. Really need to watch what I say. Anyway. But I do have some energy, so I will take what I can get. And if only a little bit of energy is all I have, we work with it. We do what we can, and we just move forward. But hey, I am actually feeling pretty good today, all things considered. So yeah, I think I got enough caffeine in me before stream, so always positive. I got another one sitting next to me here, just in case. No, don't you worry. Hi, I see you. I'm just gonna ignore you and hopefully we'll have a mutual agreement. Please. Thank God. Alright, so shortcut made for future use. Boom. Alright. I think I'm realizing I'm a lot more talkative when I've had my caffeination. And also, have already been up for a few hours. So that is kind of the reason why I started making the decision of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday approach. Because those are days where I'm mostly open. So it kind of works out. Anyway, I'm gonna crack open this caffeinated beverage real quick. Give me a sec. Delicious. Caffeination is important. Also hydration, but hydration and caffeination are both in the words. Hydration and caffeination are both important. Save here. As much as I like autosave, I like to be sure about what I'm doing. Okay. Gotta get ready for a fight. Wait, actually, I saw bugs. I see dragonflies. I want them. Was I moving too close? Or too fast, I should say. Come on. No! Oh, fuck. Slowly. 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 Ow. Oh, it's over here. I wonder if I can get it. If it comes back? Maybe. It's very close. It's not impossible. And this is what I waste my time on. Fuck. Okay, enough of it. As much as I want it. Like, really badly. Time to fight. Ow. Could have gone worse. Could have gone much worse. Oh, right. It's over there. Can't get there on my own. Readjust. See, when I'm having a good day, I can do this. Otherwise, I have trouble. I have to be having a really good day to have luck with motion controls, I'm realizing. Just gotta aim it a bit better. Okay. Okay. Oh, God. Up, 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 up. Higher. Damn it. That's what I get for looking down for a second. Just notice the little, like, background music that you can hear the beetle making. There we go. Gotta do some traveling. Look! A living tree. How nice. How quaint. As some might say. I'm gonna need to do a thing. Yeah, I need to aim for that. Hold on. Prep it this time around. Just focusing on the wrong... Well, I was focusing on the right thing. Got it. Probably could have just used the sword, but like, it's more fun this way, you know? Much more fun. Then again, I am easily entertained. Especially by shiny objects. Am I basically a cat? Well, okay, I am kind of a cat, aren't I? Yeah. Sometimes I forget about these things. I just keep thinking it's the goggles, honestly. That I keep feeling on my head, but no, it's the ears. It's one of those things. Whoosh. Hi, I see you. What are you up to? Hi. Seems like you pop up everywhere, though I am one to talk. Something I'm dying to tell you is discovery of a century. The Temple of Time. Human who lives on the legendary Isle of the Goddess. Wore clothes just like the ones written about in the ancient manuscripts. Look just like you. Came with another person, they entered the temple. Explosion. Yeah. I'm sure there's a way across. It's gotta be. Right? I don't think this is the right way to start this because, yeah. Reset. I'll see if I can grab that before it's too late. Oh no. No, okay, yeah. That's about right. Boink. I'll eventually have to find a way to get the goddess cube, but we'll leave that for later. Oh no. Oh, up there. Right. Anything we can do about this? No. Okay. I bet I could, like, get it to walk outside of its range and then just not fight it, but also that would... What fun is there? What is the fun in that? I'm good with words. Very good. I just don't say a lot of them usually, so they have trouble coming out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Anyway. Now then. Oh, there's two of you. How quaint. Come on, that wasn't where I was even aiming. Hi, I'm trying to help you, bud. Hold on, there's something up. Gotcha. Problem solved. You're welcome. Now then, what about you? Yeah, no problem. Sacred Gate of Time, patrolling the outside of the temple, Lanairu mining facility. And they're connected. Okay. Got it. Guess I'll just have to get in there, through there. Inaccurate. Oh, right. That's right. Because, yeah. Different time from... Yeah, different times and everything. A report, Master Callie. The map you possess corresponds to the actual terrain of this area, with only 35% accuracy. The robot you met earlier modified your map to show past terrain that is now submerged below the sink sand. Gotcha. Okay, now I can do this part. As much as I feel bad for this little guy. Come on. Boink. Okay, and now we just gotta push this into place. Get it up and running again. Gotcha. Know what I'm doing? Sometimes. Sorry, that takes a ton more focus than you would think it would. Wait. No. We head this way first. Because this looks like the opposite of progression. So we're heading this way. Because I like the opposite of progression. Though it also just looks like a shortcut to eventually take. Oh god. Hi. Yeah, I see you too. Not where I was aiming, but thank you, game. Good enough. Yeah, we're gonna be going back. There's nothing actually over here, I'm realizing. Oh well. I want to catch those things so badly, but I don't have... What's the word? Not good at it? Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm not good at it. Hey look, enemy. What if I took care of you first? Instead of, you know, waiting on it and not thinking about what I'm doing. Excuse me. Bye-bye! Refresh. Oh, there's a red rupee. Oh, hey look. Master Callie, I have information to report. I can confirm that you will not be consumed by the sink sand in this current position. I suggest verifying your location on the map. Readings indicate that there is a submerged path beneath the sink sand. It is possible to walk along a route above this path without submerging completely into the sink sand. Simulations suggest that placing beacons to mark a safe route along these paths before proceeding would significantly reduce risk. I recommend placing multiple beacons. Oh good, I got more. I think there's something over there, so we're gonna head this way. Just have to get the angle right. Wrong button. That one. So that's the angle. So if I go like this, stay straight, stay straight, stay straight. Why do I find that so hilarious to say out loud? Wonder. Ha! Oh, I moved too fast. I want to say there's something here. But usually they would show, like, something. If it's hidden. So I don't think there is anything. But it feels like I'm missing something over here. Alright, whatever. I'm sure I'll need it eventually. But for now... beetle. Okay. Let's grab these. So where am I now? If I head back over here, then I'm standing there. I can head safely here? Yeah. And then... that gets me here, but what is that? No. So we're gonna want to head back this way. And then the angle. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I see you. There we go. That was what I was trying to do this whole time. Alright, let's... Ooh! Wasn't ready for that to work out the way it did. Get rid of you, because fuck you. I don't like you. And we'll just pick up the little rupee that you dropped for free. Thank you. Alright. Now, we want to finish heading this way. Okay. I am starting to see what I was forgetting about. It was over here. Okay. And I do see the rock, so we're going to take care of the rock, which will hopefully have a little thing, little time crystal in it. No, it did not. I am not perfect at this. Though I feel like that was established long ago. One of these has to have something, right? It's probably the one that has the bombable spot in it. Ow. Well, it's something at least. Better than nothing. Let's just quickly blow up whatever this hole in the wall is. Come on. Gotcha! There's our crystal. Wonder if I could just... No. Okay. I'll just hit it with the bug. What else would I do with it? Alright, so... And then if I remember correctly, I have to aim at this. Not that, this. Straighten out. Wrong way. No? Goes this way? Come on. Push in. There we go. We got there. We got there. Any progress is progress. Though slow. Cool. And that's that. So, we're gonna want to head here. Because I think we can climb up. Yes. Good. Good. Cool. Hell yes. And a stool. So we can get some healing in real quick while I take another drink. There we go. And then one of these, I think, has another crystal. There it is. Apparently somebody on my friends list is playing Pokemon. Ow. That was my hand. Aww. And I killed it too. How would I kill it? Adjust my seating position. It's not gay enough. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. That's what I get. Well, at least I'm back up on top. And I didn't take any damage from it either. So like, I'll take what I can get. Obviously, it's not able to do anything yet, but just making sure I remember how that works. And I don't have the whatever this, I can't remember what this game's equivalent of the hook shot is, but I don't have it yet. Okay. Oh yeah, if I talk to that dude, I might be able to just figure out the nope. Just wanted to grab a thing real quick. I'm not sure if this is a I didn't do this yet thing or what, but I just noticed it was there. There we are. And then... Okay. And there is a way back up over here. There's 3 of these friggin' things, but I don't know what any of them are. Can you tell me? Power generator that opens the entrance. Right. So there's 3 dials. Readings indicate the materials used to construct the generator are also present in this area. You can now use your dowsing ability to locate them. Thank you, Phi. I guess we're dowsing because I don't actually remember where any of these are. Over there. Hey look, a wall that looks bombable. Well, I'll never be able to tell what to do here. That sounded way more sarcastic than I meant it to. Like, rudely sarcastic, I should say. Alright, there was nothing there, of course. Okay. Right, this is the area where I get that item. I don't remember where I get it, but it comes in somewhere. Well, that was useless to me, because, you know, I already have max bombs, but it's fine. It's gonna despawn anyways. Isn't much I'm able to do here. Ow! We done now? Okay, cool. Thanks. And back across. Still nothing in there. Last ones. One of the last ones. It's not the last one. Nothing in there. There's our crystal. Okay. Yeah, I see. I'm sure you were planning so much fun stuff. But you're... No. I ain't dealing with it. is what I get for always starting from the right. Red rupee. Very nice. I can't do anything with you. You I can. And that, my friends, is how you do it. Fuck you. Backstabbing works. Okay, one more. Come at me. Why are you like this? God, I hated that. If I leave and come back, is it gonna... I don't want to have to redo any of this. Because I don't think I have the hearts for it. What the hell? Oh, okay. I forgot I had you. Thank you. Okay, I can pick it up. I was like, can I though? Just put it down. Thank you for being useful. God. Do your thing real quick so I can... I'm blaming myself on that one. Do I have another one? No, I'm out of fairies. I feel very smart right now. And by that I mean the opposite. But anyway, how's everyone else doing today? Because I know I kind of asked that as people were, like, at the beginning. People are usually filing in at that point, so for those that are here, how we doing? Thought it best to try and, see if I can get some kind of a... Ah! Ow! Get something going. Okay, so there are planned paths that I can safely take. I can see. Gonna ignore you, hopefully. No, not that way. It was on the other side. Yep. No. Oh, come on. Why are you like this? I just want to see what's over there. If anything. Whatever. I don't care that much. I'm gonna go heal. And then douse for the last place. Yeah, you're still alive, I know. Thank you for the reminder. Come on. Yeah, that was what I wanted. Thanks, game. You know what? It helps because now I can heal. Breathe. Breathe. We're fine. We're fine. I'm just being overreactive. Okay. Now then. It's over there. I can see it on the map too, so. Now we have to find our way over there. Looks like this is a path that I can take. I think. It's a path. Yes, I see both of you. Thank you very much. Just gonna go deal with this real quick. Okay. We can get up here. And then, unless I am incorrect, I think it's just a straight shot over there aside from the obvious this thing that I can't remember how the fuck I'm supposed to dodge it. Fuck off. I guess I could hit it with the shield. I keep not wanting to do that because I don't want to break the shield, but at the same time, why would I not do that? Because for one thing, shields can be repaired. HP cannot be. Ignore me. So there's an entranceway. And that's opened. Can I just go through the door, or is there some kind of access? Okay, I can just go through the door. Good. So, save here. And then we'll head in. Okay. Oh, yay. It's all about the lightning here. My favorite. Can I mention that a lot of my issues in Pokemon this week were also related to electricity? Stupid fucking electric types making me paralyzed so I can't do shit. So yeah, electricity and I are just not very conductive today, or this week. Let's try it! Hey, look, it worked! Sometimes I make smart decisions. Very rare, but it happens. Using my brain uses a lot of more power than you would think. I'm gonna stop there before I continue to insult myself anymore. Especially if Elise is anywhere near this chat. Because that would be a not very wise decision. Yeah, I saw you. Okay, that one's your own fault. There's our crystal. It's probably gonna come for me as soon as I go for the crystal anyways, but... There. And there are enemies all throughout the area, which I think I'm going to want to take care of. Here. Can I do... Close enough. This isn't Dark Souls. I wish it was like Dark Souls. I wish I could just drop down on him, but no. That would be... Why did I do that? Note to self. Don't just stand there. There's one. Why? Every time I try to change directions, that's when it decides to also change directions. I hate it so much. Love it. Love it. One quick sec. Just doing a little bit of a check on something. Anyway. Give this another shot. Okay. Hi. I just have to be a little bit smarter and let him attack me so I don't have to deal with it. Like that. Every death, I gain a little bit more cognitive thinking, or whatever the right word is. Every death gives me a little bit more insight as to what I'm doing wrong. That one, I was waiting too long to let them attack me. Next time, it'll probably be something else just as stupid, but we'll get there, eventually. Excuse me. Oh, hi. Yeah, no, I'm not letting that happen again. Oh, I have to let it happen now, potentially, but... yeah, it could have done that. It didn't, but it could have. Because there's a huge gap, so I do have to go across it. I know that that is how that's gonna have to go. But I have to find a way across it. Oh, wait, I can climb over here. First off, because I haven't collected any new ones yet, take the excuse. Now we do it again. Boink! Now, hopefully it won't disappear before I need to do a thing. Okay, it only disappeared at the end of the line. Good to know. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, we're not letting that happen again. Yay, Elden Ore. I can do stuff with it, eventually. Okay, shortcut. Okay. So now I have to get that one of those over here now. Don't you dare. Oh, come on. I'm gonna wait for it to do its thing. Because then I know I have time. Don't you dare. I saw it about to roll off. Oh god. Sucked. I'm gonna wait. It's not like I can get it up there, can I? Oh wait, I didn't try that yet. Hold up. There we go. I have brain cells. They just don't always work right away. There. Now we're there. Yeah, it is. I have multiple brain cells, but it takes time for them to, rub together and, like, hit against each other and actually, cause some kind of a chain reaction. But we got there, in the end. $5 rupees. This should be the last one, if I remember correctly. Earth, wind, and fire. I mean, water, electricity, and fire. Yeah, that's the one. Master Callie, all 3 remote power nodes have been activated. Please make your way to the power generator in front of Lanairu mining facility. Alright, so now we backtrack. Because I don't believe I can teleport. What game have I been Pokemon? It's been Pokemon. It's always going to be Pokemon if it's a game that I've been playing recently that involves quick teleporting. It's going to be Pokemon in this case. It's not always Pokemon, but in this case it actually was Pokemon. Fuck! Hi! Ow! Nice job. There we go. We done now? Okay, bye. Alright, yeah, I see you. That is the game we're going to play, then that is the game we were going to play. You are not going to win the game, because I have learned your tricks. Foolish one. I don't know where I'm going with this. Okay. Just make sure this is a mistake. Should have made sure I needed bombs before I grabbed any. I also could have just thrown it, and that would have gotten rid of the issue and I wouldn't have had to deal with one blowing up in my face. But, once again, it's hard to put 2 and 2 together when you're in a split-second situation. God, that cat's loud. I can hear her over through the headphones. That is exactly. If it works, it works. It's what I'm thinking. Let's see. Turn this on. It should be able to work now. Right. No, I know exactly how this one works. So, what is the top? Are we going by compass directions, or are we going by... So we got 9, 4, and either... And we'll say 12 in this case. Oh, push in. Okay. A little bit more. One more. 9, 4, and 12. Haha! My brain immediately remembered taking way too long last time. Didn't want it to happen again. So, I was like, hands of a clock. Hands of a clock! And it worked out. Excuse me. Is this the third? This was the third area because we've done the other two. Yeah. So we're just getting to the Temple of Time, and then we have to do the other stuff that we've yet to do. I thought there was more here, like something hidden. Guess not, unless I'm really forgetting. Oh well, let's just go. Into the deep, dark caverns of the mining facility. Hands prepared. Scorpion. I'm gonna call them scorpions even if they aren't. So I'm sure they have a very specific name that I could ask Fi to give me, but I am good with just calling them scorpions for now. I'm like in a pose, like ready for anything kind of position right now. I find it funny. I'm in a serious pose when it comes to using motion controls. I've got one arm like at the ready to do the blocking, And I've got the other one just like waving around in the air doing all this stuff. There's no time to be relaxed when one has to be prepared to swing your sword and shield at any moment. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. You know, it's hard to take myself seriously sometimes. But like, what's the fun in being serious all the time, you know? There is no fun in it. I hit A instead of the ZR button, but you know what? Once again, if it works, it works. We're going off of a... Come on. There we go. Actually, let me see what they're called, since I can't do anything. Oh. Oh. Come on. Araka. I am gonna keep calling it a scorpion, but thank you. Running. I'm assuming this is one of those things that will grow once I hit it. I mean, I could be seriously fun. Like, that's just how I try to be most of the time, but there are moments where I have to be more one than the other. And the preference in my head is I'd rather be more fun than serious. Life is too short to be too serious. Or something. I don't know. I feel like there's something I was supposed to do to get across there actually, but I mean, it worked out. Barely. Rupees. Another 5. What is the max? Wrong button. What is my max here? So I can have... Is that 14 plus another 900? Which would be, what, 2,300 rupees in total? That's pretty good. That is a lot of rupees. There we are. That's the correct door. But then again, I did want the red rupee, so, like, both were correct. But one is more correct than the other. I don't know why I do stupid voices, but it comes to me. So we just do them. Oh look, it's more of you fuckers. I hate you. Because I have no aim with this controller sometimes. Get, come on. Like that. Exactly like that. No aim. Ow. Come on. That was 2 of the heads. We need 3, baby! 777s. Or whatever, I don't do poker. I don't play poker, but I am a fan of blackjack. Oddly enough. Nobody yet. There is a yet. Also, I said poker, I meant slots. I like poker. Apparently, I am in a very specific mood right now. I have played, like, actual, like, Texas Hold'em, that kind of stuff. Not at a casino, but just in general. Aw. Head hurts from me talking, or head hurts just in general? Because I can solve one of those problems. But no, I meant to say I don't know how a slot machine works. Yes, water is good. Hydration is important. I feel like I actually did say that earlier, didn't I? Oh. I say as I am drinking Mountain Dew while streaming. I feel like I should make a note of that. I already saved. I just did it. I just saved. What are you doing? What are you doing, Gyros? You know what? That is true. It is better than nothing. That is what I tell myself when I drink a lot of it. Oh, keys. Electric keys. No. No. Not again. I don't have the health for this. Hey, look, a key. Not that kind of a key, but like the other kind. Boink. Can't go these ways yet, so I'll have to go back. I guess I could go outside and heal real quick. I don't like the idea of that. That both feels like a waste of time and also a little bit worthless because it's gonna go back down again anyways at some point, so why take the extra oh, these fuckers again. God, I forgot about these ones. And I'm not talking about the pufferfish here, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I did forget about those. Also. God, I hope they don't respawn. Get away. Yeah, okay, that was kind of deserved. I deserved that one. I'm not sitting in a comfortable enough position. If I wasn't playing with motion controls, I probably would lean this chair the entire way back. It is very tempting to want to just use this chair to its full extent and just lie back. But also the mic wouldn't pick me up, so, like, probably shouldn't. But I did make a slight adjustment to my seating, so if I am... Ow! Let me know if I am too far from the mic, and I can adjust again. I am trying to make sure that I can both be heard and am comfortable. And if comfort involves me leaning forward, I can do that. I can't get up there because box. But I do need to get up there, and there's a bomb right over there, so... 2 and 2 together make something. Math? It makes math. But I need to go up there anyway, so... Oh well. If the math works... Okay, yeah, as long as I can be heard. Because I've got the mic as pulled just about as forward as I can without it falling off my desk. So I just want to make sure, because this is actually a surprisingly comfortable position that I don't want to move from. Okay. What am I forgetting? Let's see. I'm forgetting something. I'm gonna just do a quick fly around the room real quick. I have to find a way to get that open. Wait. What was the button doing? You see? There it is. See? That was the neurons firing. There we go. This is what I get for looking away for half a second when that cutscene happened. Actually, I'm gonna do a thing real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna swap mics. I want to get a consensus on what you think of this. Because I have a headset. Does that sound any better? Or even, any worse, I should say? Because if this sounds technically better, or technically doesn't sound too bad, I might stick with this one. But I'm gonna leave it for a sec while I take a sec, because I think this would be... Because then I have more movement. I have control over my movements a bit more. And so I just have a headset. Hi! Keep forgetting about you! Hi! Hi. Are we done yet? Okay, good. Because I know I can do that. And then stab you out. So yeah, like I said, if this mic sounds okay, I'm probably going to stick with this one for the rest of the stream. At least for today's. Because I I might just swap over to this one entirely, because I am feeling a bit more comfortable using it. Because then I'm not leaning into the one that's on top of my desk. And I'm just using the one that's on hand. I'm just gonna keep running back and forth while my brain processes info. Okay. But I also notice that it is only, rather than being... I don't understand how sound works, but I do notice that on the audio mixer it comes up as a one-track audio versus the other one, which I think was like has 2 different bars to it. I don't know the difference. I'm not a sound girl. But like, I don't know which one's better. I mean, one is probably a clearer sound, but also could be worse if I'm not great at sticking close to said mic. I do have to find a better way to do that, though. But it is definitely picking something up, so I will give it that. Let's see. I just hope that noise suppression actually works. Hold up 1 second, I'm actually gonna check that while I'm sitting here. Properties, device types. Do I have it by default on like that? I think so. I think by default it has a filter of some sort. Maybe? Peak meter, decay rate, monitoring device, blah 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 blah. Like I said, not an audio girl. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm trying. And I think that that's partially what matters. Alright, anyway. Alright, I'll stop messing around with this and we'll stick with the headset mic for now. For personal comfort. And just hope it's not too annoying or loud or anything. Whoops, that's what I get for taking a drink. Almost fell off the edge. Where am I going now that I pulled that? That would lead... No idea, I was not paying attention again. Damn it! I think it just opened a path up here, right? Nope, definitely not there. What the hell am I talking about? That was where it... right. I'm smart. I'm not allowed to look away from the screen for like even a second, I swear. This is why you guys are here. I'm gonna keep doing this, I swear. Not why you guys are... why I want people here, I should say. Because if not, I am gonna get so off track. But anyway... here we go. Progression. Can I just get up there without any issues? Yes, I can. There we go. New item. Excuse me. Where did it go? Oh. Yeah, I'll just let it do its thing. Alright, I guess I have to find a way around now. Okay, so next step is getting back up here. Here we go. And then I have these gust bellows that do a thing. And now I have control over these things, even more than I did before, I should say. Okay. Grab these. So yeah. We are making slow but steady progress. At least I think so. Slow and steady killed the cat, or no, wait, that's not right. Right. And what killed the cat? Anyway. This. We are making slow but steady progress. And yeah, going slow will help me remember the level more. Because I definitely have trouble remembering it. Somewhat. Please hit a wall so I don't have to deal with you anymore. Why are you being like this? Stop being useless. There we go. Oh, that was lucky. How does the actual saying go? Isn't it like, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back? Something like that. It's... Because I think it wasn't... I only really heard that last part more recently. Because, you know, most people only say the first half because they're trying to, like, make it more of a cautionary message. I mean, yeah, that is true. But no, I think it's something like that. I don't remember what the whole thing means, like in its entirety, but I guess you can kind of see the first half as like a cautionary statement or something. I don't know. I'm not good with it. Idioms? No. Can you tell that English is not my best subject? Surprisingly, it's math. I like English a lot, but I am not good at it. Not so good at quick math, but I can do math. Yeah, I feel that. I started my math class this year because I started doing college again and had that kind of a moment at first. Oh, come on. Luckily, kind of was able to get back on the horse, as it were, because it had been like half a year since I had actually done any math. Because I think before I left college the first time, I had done like an accounting class, and now I had to basically start over, so I'm going back to like more basic math, which is nice. Just kind of have. Where am I supposed to go now? Was I supposed to go back this far? I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that at all. Yeah. Especially because school is a lot more about memorization, I feel like. Or at least the way that it goes tends to be more memorization. So the better you're able to memorize something to answer on a test, the better your chance you'll have at actually getting a good grade. It's not about how much you know, it's more of how well you can recall it on a moment's notice. I guess is the best way I can put it. Because I had a bit of trouble on, like, say, like a quiz or something for the math class, but if on the spot and I knew enough of what I was doing, I could recall what the answer would be, so. If not on the spot, I should say. I have a much better memory. I don't do well under pressure with tests. But then again, who does, honestly? Nope, I'm not dealing with you just yet. Hold on. Okay, bye. Okay. I know you want to talk, Fi, but I don't feel like it. Excuse me. I should have been gone. No. It's in my head now, don't leave. I think of a song for half a second and it's just stuck. Stuck.
Always fun to have a song stuck in your head and you can't really sing it out loud to like get it out of there. Oh no, not this. Okay. They're on the other side of the area. Okay. I have some. Nope, wrong way. There we are. This is gonna stay open, I can't remember. I think it'll stay open, but I don't really need it to, I kinda wanna know. Okay. Yep, that was exactly what I wanted. Thank you. I wanted it in like 2 separate swings because that makes... Right. How do I do this again? It's block. And then... Nope, not that. You know what? That did solve the problem. And got me a nice, funky change out of it, too. I'll take it. Hold on. I adjusted my seating again, so now I have to... Oh, right. What game am I thinking of where they do that? Where they will go the opposite direction? For some reason, my brain goes to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for PS2. And I think I might be right about where I'm actually pulling that from in my head. Where there's spinning tiles that, like, undo themselves after a little bit. Even though I've played this game more recently than that one, that still is where my brain goes first. God, I'm very tempted to go back to, like, old games from my childhood just to, like, re-experience them. Oh, fuck. Because I was, I got bored one day and decided to start listening to the soundtrack to the Cat in the Hat video game for PlayStation 2 and, like, other consoles. But, like, mainly PS2 is the one I think of because of just what I played it on. But, no, I started listening to the soundtrack and I'm like, I kind of want to play this game again. Now the question is, do I live stream it? Because I tend to go back to that game when I get bored and have nothing to play. When I, just one sec. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, right. No. So I'm very tempted to do something like that. Just, like, streaming old games that I used to play because I have access to them because I get bored and like emulating games like that from my childhood. Because nostalgia is strong. So if that is something you are genuinely interested in, let me know and I'll do it. But until then, we'll just stick with like the three or four games I've already got listed in my brain. Because Xenoblade probably should get finished first. Please tell me this resets. Thank God. Did it? I don't think it did. What am I... Is there something I can do here? That does it. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I don't think I've ever played any of the Tales games, actually. Because I didn't really get into RPGs until... I mean, aside from, I think Pokemon might technically have been my first, like, RPG. I'm trying to think if there were any others, though. Because it was like Pokemon, and there was something else, but I don't know what. I'm glad somebody else has played Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Because then it feels less weird that I'm bringing it up. Because that is just one of those, like, random games that, like, I don't remember if it was actually any good, but, like, to me, it's one of those quote-unquote good licensed games, of which there are a few. I remember it being good. But then again, the last time I played it was like, it's been a couple of years, so... Because like I said, I go back to these games irregularly, but like, since I've been emulating games less because I've just had so many games to play that I've been less nostalgic about playing older stuff. I don't remember. But I have played the Cat in the Hat recently enough to say that it is still a good game, in my opinion. It is very much basically just Klonoa with a anthropomorphic cat that sounds like Mike Myers. And I like the level designs of it enough where that is something that I care about, or that I can enjoy. Uh-huh. No, because it's got the same capture mechanic as Klonoa does. Because, rather than... So what you do is he has his, like, umbrella that he uses to capture enemies with it, and they become like a bubble. They go into a bubble, and then you can throw them at other enemies and at the foreground, the background. And like, it's a 2D, 2.5D platformer, or whatever you would call it, like a 3D game that is a 2D side-scroller. But I think a lot of people use the term 2.5D for that kind of thing. But I always have a lot of fun for some reason whenever I play it. But then again, I also watched the movie not too recently, but recently enough that I can remember it, and still remember enjoying it. So there also might be something wrong with me. I mean, there is something wrong with me. It's just I don't know what it is. Ooh, Jimmy Neutron. I only played one of the games. It was Attack of the Twonkies, and I think it took me like a couple of years. True. Very, very true. There is something wrong with all of us on our own. I missed one. In our own special ways. Come on. I keep missing one. Ow. Got it. Gotcha. Getting better. But no, the one Jimmy Neutron game I played, I never got into Rocket Power. I just don't think it was ever really my thing, I guess. I don't think I ever watched it, but Jimmy Neutron, though, I played the Attack of the Twonkies one, because it was the only one I knew existed, because I had a friend who also had a PS2 and had a lot of games I didn't have, so I borrowed them from him fairly often. Sonic Adventure 2. Speaking of games do I own Sonic? I feel like I own Sonic Adventure 2 because I bought that big, like, Sonic Humble Bundle. And I think that was included in it, both the Sonic Adventure games. But I haven't touched them because I am not good at keeping up with my game list. Technically, I have a long list of games. Zelda being about half of it. But Sonic Adventure 2, I don't think I ever put Sonic Adventure actually on the list. Because I keep saying I just bought it to have the bundle, I think. And that was part of the reason. I don't know. Just so I can say I own Sonic Adventure. And I think it was also because it came with, what is that one? What was it? The Sonic Mania. Words. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I tend to not look at stuff like that because it does make it yeah. No, even if it... Because, yeah, it does make you feel really friggin' old sometimes. Even when you're, like, me and you're still young, it still makes you feel old to think about how long ago a game came out. I don't know that one. As much as I've played a lot of weird stuff, I don't know that one. I'm trying to think of games specifically that I played from my childhood. Let's see. So we had an SNES where I basically only played Super Mario World, the Super Mario All-Stars pack, and Mickey Mania. Because it was my... But I played the SNES. It was my mom's that she had gotten. From there, it was, let me think. Those were the main games I played. But also, I do remember distinctly playing Mario is Missing. Because, God, I had... That game is not for people that don't like reading text when you're a kid. And then we also had a PS1 where I played, where we didn't have a memory card because the PS1 just stopped working. Whether or not that was my fault is, I don't remember, it's been too long. But, so we had a PS2, we got the PS2, and so I played the first section of Crash Bandicoot 2 like 20,000 times, and like the opening to what was that game? Roscoe McQueen. Oh yeah, and like Spyro the Dragon, I think was the other one that I tended to play because yeah, we didn't have a memory card for PS1 for some reason. I don't know why, because we owned a PS1, so I don't know why we didn't keep the memory card. I'm assuming that was just human error of not realizing it. And then PS2 games, it was definitely mostly Cat in the Hat, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then when we moved into another house, I started playing. My dad gave me a couple of my brother's old games. Specifically, I remember Splinter Cell, and that's the main one I remember because everything else was like Helly Slater surfing that was like not very good. Not even Tony Hawk. But I think it was the same company, it just didn't feel as good of a game to me. But anyway, I think I'm going off on some ADHD tangent right now. I can't remember what I'm doing again. Oh yeah, and I used to play Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which was also my brother's game. We used to play it, and my parents would let me play it with the blood off. I distinctly remember that. And then I got a Wii and played a bunch of licensed games that were not very good. I have to go all the way. But after the Wii, I did get a lot smarter with my games. Somewhat. Once I got like a PS4 and stuff, I started actually, you know, caring about what kind of games I was playing in a sense. Especially because my PS4 came with a copy of Uncharted 4. And then I started getting into, once I got the Switch, I got into Zelda through Breath of the Wild, oddly enough. But now, after playing Breath of the Wild, I've decided to, before Tears of the Kingdom, I had decided I was going to go through the Zelda timeline. So here we are. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that rant? Question mark? I don't know what that was. It was a lot of talking. My throat is a little bit sore from that. But like, it was fun to talk about, so like, worth it. Let's rest it real quick. Yeah. What was it? Like, when did I actually technically start? Yeah, it wasn't. I've only just this year bought my first, like, video game console when I finally got my hands on a PS5. Like, that was my first. Ow. Oh, yeah, no, actually. Oddly enough, I started Kingdom Hearts on Kingdom Hearts 2, which I played only because I saw the cover of it at a friend's house. Like, he owned it and let me borrow it. And he was like, oh, it's slow to start. Like it's got such a slow start, I can't get into it. I was like, okay, bet. And so I played through the intro and, like, honestly had a good time with it, even though I had no idea what was going on. Did not make it far into that game, but eventually it did get me into wanting to play the rest of the games, So when the HD remasters were coming out, started picking them up because of that. But I am interested. Like, if you started with 3, what did you think of 3, if that is where you started, is what I'm trying to ask. Because I would like to... I'm interested in what someone's perspective would be, if that is where their start was. There we go. Is there something I'm forgetting here? Feels like it. It's not like I can do this. I want to, but I can't. Is there a... There is. Haha! Little to the left. Straight, straight. Nope. 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 Oh, I missed. And so we drowned. Still a little bit of drowning. Still light drowning. Come on. Come at me, bro. You got this? Okay, fine. We'll do this my way then. Up to date with the lore. Just watch other people. I couldn't afford it enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people have very specific opinions on 3. I don't know how I stand on 3. Because I like it, but at the same time, it felt rushed. Because, like, some of it. Not all of it, I guess, I should say. But overall, it's one of those things where I had a good time with it. So, I mean, up until a certain point, I had a really good time with it. So I can't really say I hated the game as much as some people have said. I had a good time with it up till a certain point. And then the DLC kind of just... excuse me. Left a sour taste in my mouth. The story was good. Yeah. But I really enjoyed Melody of Memory, oddly enough. That one, both gameplay-wise and actual, like, lore relevance-wise, personally. Yeah, no, that is kind of interesting. I don't know what's going on with that, honestly. I wish I knew what was going on with the... Why they changed their mind on that. But... I don't know, maybe we'll see... Oh, I knew it was gonna happen too. Birth by Sleep? I've actually never played Birth by Sleep. Because I've only played... The only games I've actually played are the 3 main ones and the Melody of Memory. Because every time I try to play any of the spin-off ones, I have trouble. Especially Chain of Memories, because card game. Card game combat. Though I did make some good progress in Dream Drop Distance, because I was trying to play it before 3 came out, like directly before 3 came out. Okay, that's not working. Speaking of not working. But yeah, you do have to get used to the... But yeah, I know like the whole lore of it and everything. It's more of just the fact of actually playing it. I saw that. When you say very old lore, I can't tell if you mean because of how early in the story's timeline old lore, or old lore because of how old the game is. I feel like it could work either way, but then again, I don't remember if Unchained is that old. It's been a while. That was when I started playing, and then just kind of, much like other mobile games, I just kind of drop off them after a while. This feels like the right way to go. I'm gonna go another way. Nope. Why progress when you can, like, find secrets, you know? See? 1 whole rupee. Right there. Wouldn't have seen it. Secrets. They're important. Gotta go on those treasure hunts. Okay, cross here. And then that's just straight. Unlike me. But bet you haven't heard that joke before. Okay, that was all there was. Gotcha. But yeah. Yeah. But no, fair. I have those moments, so... But no, I have a very fond memory of Kingdom Hearts. I always enjoyed it, even when it's been, what's the right word? Even when it's not at its best, I guess I could say, I still enjoy it in one way or another. Like, even, what's the name of the area? Arendelle. All things considered. Weighed, measured, and... yeah, something along those lines. But, yeah. Even at its moments of stuff like Arendelle, I still had a good time with it. Even if it was literally just felt like a promotion for like a... How old was that movie at the time of that game's release? It was a couple of years old, I think. When did 3 release? Was it before 2020? Yeah, it was, because I went to the midnight release in person. So it must have been before 2020. 20... It was either... It would have been either early... Mid... Words. It was either early... Not early, late 2018 or sometime in 2019. I can't remember exactly when. Somewhere around there. So either way, the movie was kind of... Yeah, January 2018, really. My thought was always, why did I keep thinking it was late 2019? If it was 2019. I don't know why I was thinking that. I was gonna say, there better be something for going all this way. It's not uncovered yet. January? Yeah. So it was January 2019. That just feels weird in my brain. I don't know why. It just is weird to me that that was when it was. Like, the wires on that are not connecting to me. But it makes sense. But no, and then, like, Frozen was, like, 2017, I think. Maybe even earlier. It was either 2016. Okay, I'm doing this myself because it's now bugging me. Hold on. Let me get my facts straight here. '13. Oh my god. Okay, so they were... Holy shit. Yeah, no, that tracks. Frozen was 2013, and this game came out in 2019, and they were... Okay. Yeah... That... Nope, now it has even more of a sour taste in my mouth. Doesn't change my opinion on the world itself. It's just... At that point, why use the musical sequences for like a six-year-old movie and not do it for Tangled, which arguably to me is the better one of the two. But like then again, Frozen was like incredibly popular even after its release, so like I kind of have to add that into the equation. Oh, what was the first game I bought for myself? I don't know. I feel like it was something I bought secondhand, I want to say. Probably one of those PS2 games I was talking about, because we have a hobby shop close to where I used to live that sells a bunch of like old retro console games. I actually bought an NES there at one point, and then sold it back very close after because I was technically grounded at the time and wasn't allowed to have video games. Because of how bad my grades were, my parents completely... Yakuza? I have heard things about it. I have not actually played it myself. Was that a... Where did that red rupee go? Did I lose it? Oh, kind of wanted that. Oh well. No, yeah, it's another one of those games I've heard a lot of good things about, but I haven't had the time to actually try watching? No. One of those things that, much like Xenoblade, I've just never gotten the chance to actually think about playing. Because I'm playing, like, other stuff that I keep wanting to finish, and I still hadn't. That kind of thing. Like, for example, let me think. Oh yeah, right. I keep leaving Persona 5 Royal by the wayside because I keep saying, oh, I'll get to it eventually. I'll get back to it eventually. Still haven't. Because I've had Royal since it... Well, not since it released. A little while after it released on PlayStation. I bought it because I wanted to get the upgraded version, and I guess it's like the major reason why, I guess. Does this game want me to... Oh, right. Oh, good. This one I have to deal with. But no, I am personally, like, though I still have yet to beat it, I am a big fan of Persona 5. Personally. Wish that I could put more focus on it, but the couple of times I've streamed it, I just I don't know. I just feel like playing it at my own pace is best at this point. So I am just gonna sit on it for now. It's one of those things like the Owl House that I just have been sitting on for so long and need to just push myself and watch it, which I have been, finally, with my partner. So, like, yeah, progress is being made. It's just slow progress. It's probably what's going to happen with, it is. I would highly recommend it. It is such a good show. Come on. There we go. Can I get it to start going the other way, or do I have to poke it? Oh wait, can I push it? No. I think I have to shut it down and restart it again. I do have to get over at where I just opened. Let's see, where are we at for time? It is 4 o'clock. think once I finish this, I think I am gonna finish the dungeon. But god, it's been 2 hours and I didn't even fully process that fact. Time flies when you're having fun. I will say I have been having a lot of fun. Just like vibing here. Trying to beat this level. I should have expected it. I should have expected it. Like, it was right there, and I saw it, and my brain was like, stop moving, directly as I was passing it. That's those brain cells working their magic. Okay. I forgot that stamina was a thing for a second there. I was too busy trying to not screw up my climbing that I forgot stamina existed. Oh good, we get to listen to this for a little bit. Broken ladder? Not broken ladder. Cool. Please don't. Excuse me. So yeah, I have a nice long list of games that I hope to complete eventually. And the plan was, with streaming, was to help me knock some of those off the list, honestly. So I might start with that. I might start doing that. Now that I have a thought on a schedule and thoughts on games I want to play finally, maybe I can finally get some of those games knocked off the list. Problem is, some of them are games like Danganronpa or Steins Gate, visual novel-like games with a lot of reading, which I'm not opposed to reading. I'm more opposed to the reading on stream part of it, where it's just like I'm reading everything myself, which is why I've multiple times tried to convince my friends to do like visual novel reading session. Tried to. It's never worked. I've gotten close a couple times, but most of the time I can't convince them. But I will do something eventually. Yeah, that's why, on my first run-through of Skyward Sword, I read every single piece of text in a different weird voice, because I had the energy for it. I don't have that energy anymore. I have just enough energy to get by at this point, and I'm just making sure I've got something to keep my throat from getting too dry. But also I'm running out. I have like a couple of sips left. There we go. Where is this crystal? Am I blind? Potentially. Because I feel like the reason I want to do like readings of visual novels is just it feels like it's so much more fun than just sitting there by yourself reading. and then just like picking choices as you go. Like having a group there to play it with. I wanted to do the same thing with the Phoenix Wright games because I now own both the Ace Attorney trilogy and then the Great Ace Attorney trilogy, which I bought fairly recently. Just as like an just in case situation. I haven't touched either of them. Actually, no, I touched Ace Attorney, but I didn't touch the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles yet. Because I intend to eventually do something with them. Because I have a friend that I want to go through all of the Ace Attorney games with. But I don't know. Yeah, no. I need to finish... You know what game I need to finish that I bought on release and I haven't touched because of situations that happen? Stray. I need to finish Stray. Because I got it on release, started playing it, and then I took my laptop to my dad to get the fan replaced, and then he fried the motherboard. And so I was without a computer for like a few weeks. Which was fine, because the day before that, was the day I actually got my hands on a friggin' PS5. So, like, I was fine in terms of gaming, but specific games I could not play. And I was not able to afford to buy Stray on 2 different consoles. What am I missing? I know I'm missing some... Oh, right, I know what it is. Right, I can throw bombs. But now I have my laptop back, and I've just been sitting on Stray for so long now. I want to go back. I want to get it on PS5 because I heard a lot of good things about the... what the hell is it? The triggers, the adaptive triggers are really cool for Stray. God, I got so on the adaptive trigger train when I started playing some games, like Cyberpunk on PS5 has like such cool adaptive triggers. And like, I barely touched it, but I own it because it came with the console. Far Cry 6 had the same thing with the adaptive triggers. It was really cool. And then like Modern Warfare 2 kind of has it, but not really. I wish it was better. Because it doesn't have the aim down sights one that the other two have. Because it has some what's the word? The other two have a sort of like slow... What is the word I'm looking for? Have a slow trigger press, or like it makes it have some sort of resistance when you're going to aim down sights. Modern Warfare 2 does not have that, and I kind of wish it did because I really like the feeling of it. So yes, I've gotten really onto the adaptive triggers with the new PlayStation console. Because, like, it is kind of cool. I will admit. What are we doing? Oh, right. But yeah, overall, that is kind of what I'm up to right now with gaming-wise. Just trying to... At this point, it's just, I want to do this Zelda timeline thing, because I keep telling myself I'm going to do it, and then something happens that causes me to stop streaming. So if I'm trying to make sure I keep it on the schedule. Like, I wanted to play Xenoblade, like, continue Xenoblade a little bit. because I was kind of enjoying it and wanted to have a long amount of time to actually like sit down and play it. Because Friday is Dead by Daylight, and then Saturday I was initially planning to do Resident Evil, but I think I'm gonna replace that with a Xenoblade day and leave Resident Evil for specifically every other Friday. So I think what it's gonna be is my main schedule is Zelda Timeline Wednesdays. Monday is... What was that? Oh yeah! Was it RE1? I thought it was... Who did I meet when I was playing Dead by Daylight? I met someone playing Dead by Daylight. I don't even remember who. But no, so I think the schedule, the way it's playing out currently, is Mondays are going to be whatever game I feel like. At the moment, the Snake First Encounter. Oh, right! Yeah, I remember now. Yes. I think there was someone else that I kind of started vibing with in chat one of these days when we were playing Dead by Daylight. But what was I actually gonna say? Once I get myself together, I will probably post, like, actually make a thing about this for my schedule, but it's probably gonna be like Mondays, whatever game. For now, it's gonna be Xenoblade. It could swap to anything though, really. Wednesday will probably be Zelda. Every other Friday will either be Resident Evil or Dead by Daylight with Cootie and them. And then Saturday is kind of gonna be a whatever day also. It'll either be the same whatever, it'll be whatever I'm feeling at the time. So it could be Zelda, could be Xenoblade, could be honestly anything I'm feeling like at the time. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm going for. Something a bit casual, but also trying to make progress on games I've been sitting on for the longest time. But yeah, the Snake First Encounter, right. Yeah, because... Did I? No, I didn't get the shotgun from that. Because I don't remember what I was doing. But I don't remember getting the shotgun there. The better shotgun, I should say. Because I feel like I was trying for that and then I failed. Or did I? It's been so long since I've touched Resident Evil now. Because initially I was gonna do it with just like do it as like a me and Elise gaming thing, but I've changed my mind since then. It was like I would rather do something multiplayer with her if I'm gonna do stuff with her, so she's not just sitting there. But so I'm going to start taking on Resident Evil on my own time. So hopefully I will actually make faster progress on it. Because I'm not feeling like Yeah, I might need to get a guide up again. Because I used a guide the first time I played through it to make sure I wasn't getting lost, but I think if I've missed an item, I'm not going to get it back at this point, if memory serves. So, like, I might just try and just finish it from memory. Excuse me. But no, first run I needed a guide. Second run, much like with Skyward, I have a slightly better memory of what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm not completely lost. But I do kind of still feel like I want to— Ow! Hi, I didn't mean to do that. Thank you, though. I kind of still want to use a guide. Same with this game, I do still kind of wish I had a guide. I was using a guide for it, but I've also told myself that I don't feel like using a guide. Because, like, I've played this game before, I don't really feel like I need the guide anymore. I don't know. Is this a shortcut, or does this lead somewhere? Ah! Damn it. There we are. Is this a joke? Because if it is, it's not very funny. Okay, breathe. We're fine. It's okay. It's all good. I don't know what I'm doing at this point, so... Oh, right. Damn it, I'm gonna need to do... I remember what I need to do now. And I can't reach it either, so... Fuck. I'm not trapped here, am I? I don't think... No, because I can get over here. Also, wait, that is just straight up the door. What am I doing? Nope. Stay there. It's not the right way. Hold on. Wait, oh, it's too right. Like, what is going on now? Is that it? There it is. There we go. Alright, time to fight whatever boss is hiding behind this door. Oh, right, it's this one. Oh, this one took way too long last time. But I think I remember what needs to be done. I think. Thousand-year arachnid. Moldarak. Wrong camera. Not what I wanted to do, thank you. Nice. Nope. Hi. Now what's left of you? Stab it. What are you doing, Gim? Where'd it go? Damn it! Hurry! That was going surprisingly well, all things considered, though. Kinda glad that I saved here now. Because I just, like, skipped an entire section on accident. But, like, it's saving me time. Can I skip this? No? Okay. I know it's... there it is. Damn it. One hand at a time. I'm using too much swinging. swinging way more than I need to. I'm starting to realize. Just gonna start with that bullshit. Nope, nope. Oh. I've got no words for how what just happened there. That was very, that was, yeah. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Yeah, it was something. It wasn't good. Can't find the right position to sit in. Welcome to Callie Goes into Focus Mode, where there is not a lot of talking, but there is plenty of playing. Right in the eye. Well, that was a button that I did not mean to hit. God damn it! Whoops. Speaking of buttons I didn't mean to hit. That one. I'm gonna do this. You've watched me do this entire dungeon. I'm not gonna stop now. Chair all the way up. Up straight. Arms at the ready. Small swings. Don't make yourself have to reset the gyros. keep my hand in about the same position. There we go. I think this is only like half the fight too, which makes it even weirder. Makes it even funnier. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I'm just bad. Fair enough. But we got there. Oh, there it is. I was like, wait a second. No, that was too easy. Oh, really? Oh. Why did I think there was a second part to this fight? I might be thinking of a later fight. Because I swear I remember another part to that. There's nothing in them at this point. I don't know why I'm still doing it. Like, is that what it is? Is I'm just remembering another fight later on that has that as its start? Because that is all I can think of, is that it's something like that. Oh, there it is. It's up there. Pretty. It's very shiny. It's also like, it's got like my favorite color. Well, not quite cyan, but it's like it's a very pretty blue. And also the humming of this thing is like very hypnotizing right now. Maybe I'm just tired. Uh-oh. Go. Get out of here. Oh? Thanks? Goddess's harp. There's no time to admire it. Uh-oh. Go! Thank you for being the distraction, Link. Protect Zelda!
Hey!
You must go now. Return to the old woman at the sealed grounds. Tell her what happened here. She will know where you must go. And know that we will. I'll see you again. This isn't goodbye, Callie. I promise! How you've done it, Callie. I blame myself. Should have reprimanded you the last time we met. Instead, I was soft. Take pleasure in punishing you, but I have no time for recreation. Next time, I'll do more than just beat you senseless. I'll make the affair so excruciating you'll deafen yourself with the shrill sound of your own screams. Report, Master. I can no longer detect Zelda's aura. The moment the gate was destroyed, Zelda's presence disappeared from my readings. You can no longer search for her with your dowsing ability. Zelda's companion instructed you to meet with the Ancient One in the sealed grounds. This corresponds with the records in my memory. I propose that we travel to the sealed temple. Alright. That was a lot more intense than I remember it being. Like, feeling. Like, I knew what was gonna happen, but it still felt very intense to watch. I don't even know why. But I guess video games can do that to you sometimes. Just, like, completely unexpectedly. Like, get you invested in a moment. I don't need the ants so badly. That badly. That's kind of what happened. That or I'm just out of breath trying to read really fast. Or both. Could be both. Anyway, we are going to save here, because I think this is a good place to save. In this place specifically, yes. No. Anyway, but I hope that you've enjoyed this little romp through the Lanayru Desert once again. I'm glad to finally be back on this after a couple of weeks off streaming and then coming back with a completely different game. Honestly, I'm glad that I got back into Zelda again, finally. But I am going to head out for the evening. I'm going to do a quick little thing, see if I would like to do a nice little raid, but I don't know who is live. If there's anyone on my list, I'm probably going to go with that. If not, I might just stick to... let's see. I might just end it here because of that. But anyway, yeah, I'll end it just as is. But anyway, I hope you had a good time. And yeah. Where's my little buttons? We're gonna hit buttons. Have a good one.